So what a coincidence this is. We show up at the sign for the Alaska Highway, and not 30 seconds later, the day after July 4th, and we're heading north again. Today we're completing the circle here in Alaska, and we're on our way from Anchorage up to Tok, Alaska. Morning. Today is our last day in Alaska doing our detour. We did a detour of the loop in Alaska. We were originally not planning to come here, but we thought when we're all the way up here, why not? And now we're on the last stretch to get back to the Canadian border. We just left Tok, Alaska this morning, and we're about an hour away from the Canadian border. Today we're going to pass a couple of waypoints that we originally had on our targets for this cross-Canada trip. So I'll tell you about them when we get there. Now, along these last 12 days, I don't know how many miles we did, but we did the circle, and I'll have to show you on a map here. Here, let's take a look at that. Let's take the route that we did while we were in Alaska. Our detour of Alaska, we came from Dawson City, across top of the World Highway down to Tok, went up this road up to Fairbanks, through the Denali Park down to Anchorage. From there we went to Homer Spit, seaward, and then back to Anchorage, up to Tok, and then here we are back at the Canadian border. Here's the Alaska Highway between the two borders. The US Customs is behind us, and the Canada Customs border is ahead of us. So I'm not sure if anybody really wants to maintain this road in between the two. We just crossed the international border, and this road is one of the waypoints that we wanted to get to on this trip. So where we are right now is the westernmost point in Canada that you can get to on a road. So that's number 2. We've done north, we've now done west, 2 to go. Next we get to the southernmost point, and after that the easternmost point in Canada. But it'll be a little while before we get there. Welcome to Beaver Creek. And this was another waypoint that we wanted to get to, because this is the westernmost community in Canada, according to the lines of latitude. So still on the Alaska Highway, but now down into British Columbia, we made a stop at Coal River. And this is the Coal River Lodge. And we dropped off at the cafe here. And the cafe was fantastic. The cinnamon buns were to die for. And we met so many good people in here, we stopped for probably about 45 minutes. Anyhow, it's very clean. The food is fantastic. And it's a must stop if you're on the Alaska Highway, just north of Fort Nelson.
thumbs up.
Okay. So let's get back on the road. Further into BC we go. There. We made it to Liard Hot Springs, and we're going to camp at the provincial campground tonight. But why is my hoodie up? It's not because it's cold. It's because it's swarming with mosquitoes here. It might show up on the GoPro here, but I am so glad we got this screen tent.
It's the local wildlife that we've come to see, right?
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to go into the Liard Hot Springs.
And hopefully the mosquitoes don't follow us.
But I'm glad we got into a campground with the bear fences here, because we saw so many different bears on the way here. Anyhow, time to start making dinner. Camp is set up, and tomorrow we're going to check out the hot springs. So this morning we're going to go into the hot springs. These mosquitoes are pretty nasty around here this time of year because it's been so wet, but we're going to make it anyhow. Okay, let's go. So the campground at Liard Hot Springs is surrounded by this bear fence. But in order to get to the hot springs, we got to get through the bear fence, and now we're in bear country. There, after about a 700-meter walk on this real nice platform, here we are. We're coming into the hot springs. Here's the hot pool experience.
Thought we'd give you a tour.
There's the source well right at the end. And this is what it's like behind us.
And when you're in the middle, the mosquitoes don't get you as bad.
We're still traveling back down on the Alaska Highway, and we pulled over to take a look at this viewpoint.
Take a look at what we found.
Here's Muncho Lake, northeast BC. What a beautiful color to that lake. And we had to leave our mark behind. We're here at the Mile Zero sign in Dawson Creek, British Columbia, and it says you are now entering the Alaska Highway, except
We're exiting.
we did it in reverse. We just finished doing the Alaska
We're coming
Highway.
out through the indoor.
We just finished doing the Alaska Highway completely from Tok, Alaska to Dawson Creek, British Columbia.
Yay!
Check.
Check.
Another Mile Zero. So what a coincidence this is. We show up at the sign for the Alaska Highway, and not 30 seconds later, here's Mike and Teresa from California.
Hello.
And we met them all the way down the Alaska Highway, starting from Tok to Destruction Bay.
Chasing us all the way.
All the way.
So we met up, we started in Tok, we met again at Destruction Bay, Whitehorse, then again in Liard Hot Springs, Fort Nelson, and now the very end of the highway. Here we are again.
Safe and sound, everybody.
Are you guys coming to the Maritimes with us?
Yeah.
We're into Jasper, to Banff, into Montana, through Vegas, and home.
Yeah.
There we go, another great trip.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
See you, neighbor.
So we're here in Dawson Creek, and this is a site to see this wooden grain elevator that's been restored and is part of the visitor center here. It's so cool. When I was growing up, every little one-horse town in the prairies had that grain elevator like this with the name on the side, and it was always right by the railway station to move grain out. I'm really happy to see this. It reminds me of going there with my dad, and it's a pretty cool thing to see because there's not very many left anymore.